Today we're covering mobile proxies for WhatsApp and Telegram automation in 2026. Messaging apps are the dominant communication channel for billions of people worldwide, and businesses increasingly rely on WhatsApp and Telegram for customer engagement, marketing, and support. Both platforms enforce strict anti-abuse measures tied directly to IP addresses, and they're specifically designed to trust mobile connections over anything else. This guide explains why mobile proxies are practically mandatory for messaging app automation, how to set up reliable infrastructure, and the critical compliance boundaries you need to respect. WhatsApp and Telegram were built as mobile-first platforms, and their entire security architecture reflects this origin. WhatsApp's anti-abuse system is among the most aggressive in the tech industry. Each account is tied to a phone number, and WhatsApp cross-references the IP used during registration with the phone number's country and carrier, and maintains an internal IP reputation database, and data center IPs trigger immediate additional verification or outright blocks during registration. Post-registration, WhatsApp monitors messaging patterns and correlates suspicious behavior with IP type, so accounts on data center IPs face faster bans. WhatsApp web and multi-device connections are fingerprinted, but the IP layer is the first line of defense. Mobile IPs receive significantly more lenient rate limits. Because WhatsApp expects shared carrier IPs, CG and NAT, Telegram is more permissive than WhatsApp, but still employs IP-based controls. Creating multiple accounts from the same IP triggers rate limits and phone verification delays. Telegram's bot API and MT Proto API track IP patterns for abuse detection. When users report spam, Telegram correlates the sender's IP history with other accounts. Mass joining or messaging from flagged IPs results in temporary or permanent restrictions. Mobile proxies solve these challenges for a few reasons. Both platforms inherently trust mobile carrier IPs because that's where their legitimate users connect from. Thousands of real users share each mobile IP on the CGNFT, so platforms can't ban IPs without massive collateral damage. Mobile proxies from the correct country match the phone number's registration region. Passing geo-verification checks. Carrier IP rotation also mimics normal user behavior, like switching towers or reconnecting to the network. Before getting into technical setup, it's essential to understand the two paths for WhatsApp automation. Them offers the WhatsApp Business API for legitimate business messaging. It's fully sanctioned by Meta with zero ban risk for compliant use, supports higher message limits up to 100,000 messages per day at scale, and includes rich messaging features like templates, buttons, and product catalogs. You also get read receipts, delivery status, and CRM integration. The limitations are that it requires business verification by Meta, templates must be pre-approved, and there's per-message pricing ranging from $0 to $100 depending on conversation type and country. It doesn't support non-business use cases and enforces a 24-hour customer service window rule. The official API is the right choice for transactional messages like order confirmations and shipping updates, customer support at scale, marketing to opted-in customers, and any scenario where you can operate within Meta's policies. For scalable, illegitimate use cases fall outside the official API scope. Market research involves monitoring public WhatsApp groups for brand mentions or competitor activity. Agencies may need to manage multiple client WhatsApp business accounts. Testing and QA means verifying WhatsApp integration from different regions. Academic research covers studying messaging patterns with proper ethical approval. For these scenarios, mobile proxies provide the IP infrastructure needed to maintain account health. Important, unofficial WhatsApp automation violates WhatsApp's terms of service. This guide presents the technical information for educational purposes. Evaluate your specific use case against applicable laws and platform policies before proceeding. Telegram's more open ecosystem makes it a friendlier platform for legitimate automation. Creating a management account for bot control, registering the bot via BotFather to get your API token, and connecting to the bot API for integration. Telegram bots communicate through the bot API, which can be accessed from any IP. Mobile proxies remain valuable for the management account that controls the bot via BotFather, user accounts that interact with the bot for testing, and scraping public channels or groups for data that feeds the bot. Telegram supports its own MT Proto proxy protocol, but this is different from what we're discussing. An MT Proto proxy is Telegram specific and only works with Telegram traffic. A mobile proxy is general purpose and routes all traffic through a mobile carrier IP, working with any application. For automation, you need mobile proxies, not MT Proto proxies. More advanced Telegram automation scenarios include user bots, channel management, and group moderation. A user bot uses the Telethon or Pyrogram libraries with a user account, rather than a bot account. And a mobile proxy is essential for account longevity since it can join groups, scrape messages, and interact like a real user. Channel management covers post scheduling across multiple channels, cross-posting, analytics collection, and subscriber growth tracking. Group moderation includes automated spam filtering, welcome messages, and onboarding flows, AI-integrated content moderation, and member analytics. The most common reason for account bans is skipping the warm-up period. Both WhatsApp and Telegram monitor new accounts more heavily. Tipping for WhatsApp, the warm-up runs across roughly 2 weeks. Days 1 through 3 focus on registration and initial setup. Register the account through a mobile proxy, matching the phone number's country. Complete the profile with name, photo, and about section, add 5 to 10 real contacts and send a few messages to known contacts. Days 4 through 7 are for light activity. Join 2 to 3 groups slowly, respond to messages in groups occasionally, share a status update, and make or receive a voice call. Days 8 through 14 involve a gradual increase, raising daily message volume by 20 to 30% per day, joining 1 to 2 additional groups per day, starting to use document sharing and voice messages, and maintaining natural timing patterns rather than sending at fixed intervals. From day 15 onward, gradually scale to operational messaging volumes, maintain a mix of message types, and keep some organic activity like replying to messages and reading statuses. Telegram is more lenient, but warm-up still improves longevity. Days 1 and 2 cover registration with a mobile proxy, completing the profile, and joining a few popular channels in read-only mode. Days 3 through 5 involve sending messages to contacts, joining 5 to 10 groups, interacting in group chats, and creating or joining a few small groups. Days 6 through 10 scale up message frequency, joining channels and groups relevant to your use case, and starting light automation if applicable. From day 11 onward, deploy bots and automation scripts and scale messaging volumes gradually. During warm-up, proxy consistency matters. Use the same mobile proxy port for each account throughout the warm-up period. Enable sticky sessions with 30 to 60-minute IP persistence. Avoid switching between proxy types during warm-up, and maintain geographic consistency between the phone number and proxy location. If your use case involves sending messages to many recipients, follow these guidelines to maximize deliverability and minimize ban risk. For WhatsApp with unofficial automation, new accounts should stay under 50 messages per day for the first 2 weeks. Established accounts can handle 200 to 500 messages per day. Highly trusted accounts can go up to 1,000, but never exceed that on a single account regardless of age. For Telegram, new accounts should keep to 30 to 50 messages to non-contacts per day. Established accounts can handle 200 to 400, and Telegram Premium roughly doubles those limits. Bots have separate limits at 30 messages per second through the bot API. On timing and patterns, randomize send intervals between 15 and 60 seconds rather than using fixed delays. Respect time zones by sending during business hours in the recipient's time zone. Vary message content using templates with dynamic fields rather than identical messages. Mix message types by alternating between text, images, and documents. Build in 5 to 15-minute breaks every 30 to 50 messages. For proxy allocation during mass messaging, assign 1 mobile proxy port per account and never share proxy ports between messaging accounts. Use sticky sessions during active messaging sessions. Rotate the underlying IP every 30 to 60 minutes and monitor each account's status, pausing immediately if warnings appear. Messaging automation exists in a complex legal landscape. WhatsApp prohibits automated or bulk messaging outside the business API, prohibits third-party clients, and reserves the right to ban accounts that violate terms. The business API has its own compliance requirements around template approval and opt-in rules. Telegram is more permissive toward bots and automation, prohibits spam, meaning unsolicited bulk messaging, and allows automation within API rate limits. User bot activity is a gray area, not explicitly prohibited, but monitored. On data protection regulations, GDPR in the EU requires explicit consent before sending marketing messages and applies to any EU residents regardless of where you're located. TCPA in the US regulates automated messaging to US phone numbers and requires prior express consent. PDPA in Singapore and Thailand has similar consent requirements with specific data handling rules. LGPD in Brazil covers data protection with consent and legitimate interest bases. The gearing best practices for compliance always obtain documented opt-in consent before adding someone to a messaging list. Include a way to unsubscribe in every automated message. Clearly identify your business or purpose and don't misrepresent yourself. Respect and process unsubscribe requests immediately. Document consent records, message logs, and opt-out requests. Don't store personal data longer than necessary. Risk varies significantly by approach. Official APIs carry zero ban risk for compliant use, while unofficial automation carries moderate to high account ban risk, and legal exposure depends on your jurisdiction and use case. For a minimum viable setup, you need 1 to 3 mobile proxy ports, 1 per messaging account, a proxy provider with carrier IPs in your target country, SIM cards or phone numbers matching proxy locations, an anti-detect browser or dedicated device for each account, and a monitoring system for account health checks. A recommended production setup adds dedicated mobile proxy ports per account with no sharing, automated IP rotation every 30 to 60 minutes, account health monitoring with automatic pause on warnings, a message queue system with rate limiting, compliance logging for all automated messages, and backup accounts with completed warm-up ready to replace banned accounts. For ongoing monitoring and maintenance, check account status daily and look for restriction notices. Monitor message delivery rates since sudden drops indicate problems. Track IP reputation using an IP lookup tool. Rotate proxy ports monthly to avoid long-term pattern detection. Keep software and automation scripts updated with platform API changes. High IP reputation mobile proxies are the foundation of reliable messaging app automation in 2026. The platforms themselves were designed for mobile users, and their security systems reflect that bias. Whether you're managing Telegram bots or conducting messaging-based research, mobile proxies provide the carrier-level trust that keeps accounts operational. The technical capability doesn't override legal and ethical obligations. Always operate within applicable laws, respect platform terms of service, and prioritize official APIs when they meet your needs. Useful resources include the Data Collection Compliance Checker to evaluate your automation against privacy regulations, an IP lookup tool to verify proxy carrier and location, a browser fingerprint tester to test your device configuration, and a proxy glossary for technical terminology. That's it for today's guide on mobile proxies for WhatsApp and Telegram automation in 2026. If you want even more resources, dataresearchtools.com has hundreds of articles on proxies, scraping, automation, and more. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.